our banking system is broken.
4 banks blew up in the last 2 years in the US. Many banks will blow up in Europe in the next many years.
This is a receipt from 1997. Let's see how much it cost back then compared to now. We got butter back then $5.49, but now $13.49. That's hot dogs back then $5.89, but now $16.49. Ribeye steaks back then $13.60, but now $55.61.
We have the CEO of Tether, one of the biggest Ponzi scheme banks in human history, is telling us that the system's going to collapse or that Europeans are going to blow up in a few years. I don't know. It was rough in translation. A couple years, 1 now, 5. More specifically, Tether CEO Paulo, quote, many European banks will blow up. What's blow up, Paulo, in the next few years? There's Paulo on CNBC, JP Morgan. Tether could face challenges under proposed U.S. stablecoin regulations. Oh my gosh. And just to let you know, we've had great regulations over here. The U.S. has done their due diligence. They've investigated Tether, and they've found nothing. So, and Elon, while you're investigating the banks and all of the shenanigans, head over to Tether and take a look at that one. Those of you that are like, wait, what is this Tether and stable coins? When I have Bitcoin and I sell my Bitcoin, what does it go to? See, that's always been the tough part. It's always been easier. Like, I will send you my Bitcoin, you send me your Bitcoin, we all is happy. But then enter Ponzi scheme and hello, Tether, which they say, oh no, for the $300 billion, we got it. Trust us, come take a look at our vaults. Then when you're done there, head over to the gold vault. Then when you're done with that, head over to JP Morgan Chase. Take a look at Chase's vault. And do you want to know what you're going to find? Nothing. Because it is a debt-based Ponzi scheme. I'm talking about your banking system. The whole thing is rigged. When he says it could fail in 5 minutes, 2 years, yes. Things that will not fail, physical gold, physical silver. That's not going to fail. Bitcoin, 99.999% chance it ain't failing. What will fail are idiots that are like, oh, you know, I wanted to, you sent it to me. What's my private keys? Or if they put it on an exchange and give them your private keys, that's where the failure lies. And Bitcoin has never been hacked. Something like Ethereum, yes, it has. See, the thing about Bitcoin, which everyone hates, like it's hard to even discuss, but I have held it forever. Ever since I figured it out, I'm like, that's genius. The security when it comes to Bitcoin is so high. That's why it's so difficult to hack. And that's why it takes so dang long when I'm like, hey, I'll send you my Bitcoin. And you're like, it's been 10 minutes, Bob. And I'm like, I'm not Bob. Oh, shoot. You just sent your Bitcoin to the wrong address. Coming in from Donald J. Trump, the real Donald J. Trump, and the gigantic Ponzi scheme that we all face. If printing, I cannot believe he retweeted this. If printing money would end poverty, printing diplomas would end stupidity. Hats off to Argentina. You guys are killing it over there, but that's correct. But what I have found is stupidity is actually really good. Let me explain why. Imagine, okay, click the subscribe button because you're going to be very intelligent after this. Be like the dum-dums. Imagine when people figure this out. What is money? Now, 99.999% of all people cannot answer that question. To me, that might mean you're not that intelligent. Because I think where does money come from would be important. I have actually asked that question to so many people, CEOs, bank owners. That I always ask bank owners this. One got it right. I said, where does money come from? You can only answer it with one word. That is debt. And that debt can actually, you want to talk about stupidity, be used against us. Japan's using it right now. You know, you don't even need wars anymore. You got money. Japan says U.S. Treasury holdings could be, quote, card in trade talks. And the finance minister is hinting, you know, that over $1 trillion in treasuries that we hold. Just imagine if we were to sell them because we need dollars. They have the right to do Let's just say your interest rates of 5 to 6% are going to triple. Oh, and you know all those carry trades and everything that people are doing in the back end to try to make a little bit of cash, it would blow everyone up. So you don't even need nukes anymore. You just need to click a button. Just a few weeks ago, we saw the 10-year yield explode out of nowhere. Everyone's like, what's happening? Oh, that's just hedge funds back there. Yeah, just blowing the world up. But that is the thin ice that we are all skating on. So if anyone thinks for a second that, oh, everything's okay, how we've gotten this far and we all haven't died is beyond me. But again, if people figure out what money is and even try to take it out, which isn't even really money, those are just sheets of paper, but we'll just go with it's money, you ain't getting it. I told you 3 weeks ago, you guys tried to take out $100,000 from your bank, very big bank. It's been 3 weeks. Maybe it's been a month. He ain't getting it. So can you imagine with the system even just remotely starting to go down? Am I recommending to you, oh, take money out of the banks? No, but when this goes, just know, it's not repairable. And it could be Japan that starts the domino effect. Curious what people are saying. Also, I have an X account. That's not what's happening at all. They're bluffing. How is it when a prime minister is like, we do have 1 trillion, people are always like, that's not what's happening. It's like when I tell you there's nothing showing up at the ports that might equate to not having anything on the shelves. Now, does that mean that there will be nothing on the shelves? No. I don't know. Maybe 20% less, maybe 40%. I don't know. I'm just telling you, there's no boats in the ports. The people that I talk to in China, there's nothing going on. I just come here every day and I try to put 2 to 2 together, and you're like, well, I just looked at my cabinets. Coming in from the Oracle, wait a minute, because I read all of my comments. Please leave a comment, roast. I'm okay. I will eat crow. Married with 6 daughters? I can say I'm wrong. And all I do is just come here presenting, this is what's happening. Like, my kid calls me, hey, Skylar just got hit by a bus, like going 100 miles an hour, ran him right over, and then backed over him again. I'm like, oh, that's good. He might not even live. No, come on, Dad, he's perfectly fine. Well, looks like Dad's wrong. This guy said 2 weeks ago that in 2 weeks the shelves would be empty. They're full. 22 replies. 61 of you guys gave that. Come on. Guys, no, I'm not a macro guy. And even all of my macro friends that are geniuses, the amount of things that they get wrong all of the time. I will be the first one to admit that I am just a really dumb trader. I look at lines on a screen and I click buy. And then once line goes below line, I click sell. But for me to try to predict if something is inflationary or deflationary or disinflationary, but what I can tell you is the prices of everything have exploded. No, I'm going to get a lot of pushback. Oh, really? The price of eggs has come down. Let's go back just a few years, Chad. But before I do that, Chad, let's just finish this up with Tether CEO warns stablecoin rules could pose systematic risks to the European banks. Oh, thank goodness. It's just over there. And also, you should be a little bit frightened that they're saying stablecoins on track for 2 trillion market cap in just a few more years. This is the U.S. Treasury. That's a whole nother Ponzi scheme. Let's create a bond. Who wants to buy the bond? Well, Brad over there with his account, we'll just steal all the money out of it and buy that bond. Don't tell Brad that that's happening. When the amount of people that even know that exists, that U.S. debt clock, those are bonds. That's your money that they stole out of the account. Buy the bonds, and then it goes back to the government, and then they spend it on really bad stuff. These guys in big balls have uncovered, they're renting out stadiums with your money that they stole out of the bank account. Is anyone going to? No one. And just to let you know, Tether isn't done yet with their Ponzi scheme. And I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback on the Ponzi scheme of Tether, but whatever. Also Bitcoin. I mean, the amount of people that hate Bitcoin, maybe because you don't understand, Scott. I don't know. Understand that it's lines of code. Do you also understand how secure it is? No? Okay, we'll move on. Tether, you keep looking at your sheets of paper and call it money. Tether plans U.S. stablecoin launch as soon as this year. It just keeps on going. But I think I can connect the dots why Paulo is telling CNBC and everyone that this whole thing's going to blow up. Trust Tether because they're expanding. So, and just in case you wanted to see how big Tether is and growing, Tether's plan, U.S. stablecoin launch. As soon as this year, the stablecoin is already the U.S. dollar's largest exporter. Oh, also about Europe, Europe Union to ban anonymous crypto and privacy tokens by, and I like this stuff, but I can kind of see why they want to ban it. I get it, but I say it's your money. You do whatever you want with it. Coming in from your money and inflation. I know, but the egg prices went down. Listen to this guy and look at the truth. And guess what? Things are going to cost even more every year. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs for the last umpteen years being on YouTube. Buy assets, buy gold, buy silver, buy Bitcoin, buy real estate, buy food. I don't care. It's all going up. Tell your kids you got to work a crazy amount of hours and then some. You need to buy one job, buy another job, have your friend's job. Everyone, like, everything is exploding. That's why it is so important that everyone needs to learn how to click buttons on a screen. But let's listen in.
This is a receipt from 1997 posted by a Redditor. Let's see how much it cost back then compared to now. Quick disclaimer, the manufacturer, size, and quantity of an item can change with time. There's no way for me to know what it was back then, so we'll just assume they're the same. Let's start with the mac and cheese kit. Back then, $7.89, but now $14.84. Next, we got the chimichangas. Back then, $8.99, but now $17.99. That's twice the price. Next, we got butter. Back then, $5.49, but now $13.49. That's 2.5-fold increase. Of course, we gotta talk about the hot dogs. Back then, $5.89, but now $16.49, a near 3-fold increase. And here's a doozy, ribeye steaks. Back then, $13.60, but now $55.61, a 4-fold increase.
So my warning to everyone, you are in the system, you have to play the game. People are like, oh, I don't know how to trade. I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how you're not going to die. You guys better be passing on this wisdom, which I did that for 20 some odd years in the LA Unified. Well, it was right outside LA Unified District. Actually, I got the kids that were in the LA Unified District. They did really naughty things, and then I got them. So I actually had the worst of the worst, but you need to teach people this. Where does money come from? 2, how to subscribe. 3, how to trade equities. And 4, how to start businesses. This needs to be fundamental. Otherwise, you ain't making it and you ain't traveling. Also, wait till the end of the video. I will show you where I am currently filming, and you will see Kitty. With economic uncertainty, Americans are spending less on fast food. I wonder why. Possibly be that the prices, I mean, this is what, 2019, up 200% just in a few years. But bravo, that's what is that? Mickey D's, Macca's, it depends where you live. Taco Bell, or if you're in Australia, there's actually a Taco Bill. 118%, that's just in a few years. How do you solve that? Again, I only have the 2 solutions, or marry someone really rich. I'm thinking there could be a solution. Okay, so the world just burns down. That would be deflationary. 1,800 factories close. All the ports close. All the shipping. All of that. Like, it just, that's a pretty big straw. But that's when the camel's back is broken. That's when prices come down. That's actually what's happening in China, Japan, throughout the world. America, not so much. But a lot of the world, they're already in the recession. Germany can't get out of it. You have we have stagflation here. That's not fixable. Just maybe we are witnessing the beginning of the end, and it started right here. It started in the factories. Global factories struggle to overcome Trump's tariffs. Just the shifts, Japan. I don't know what's going to trigger what. Japan's like, that's it. Trump the 1 trillion. But we are witnessing really bad over here. Auto loan delinquency rates. I haven't even been drinking. Look at that. It's off the. There we go. It started down there. Now it's up there off the screen. Oh, and also this should have been earlier, but I'm gonna share it with you. This kid, he was on the Doge team. Everyone at Harvard, this kid left Harvard, and everyone hates him because he's uncovering fraud. Amazing. So we covered the banking system collapse. When yesterday, who knows? We are on thin ice. 2, economy, not good. I mean, look at this. Your send me a mint is lower than what? It's the worst in 50 years. Mind blowing. Look, see the red circle? Back to 50 years ago. Oh, and in regards to stocks, if I go back a few years to 2022, now moving into that, you guys know we're actually repeating this same pattern. I would like to draw it for you. I'll show you. See this? We came underneath the 200. We retested it. I said we would drop. I said we'll probably come up and retest it. Guess what we just did? We're currently right here. We haven't done that yet. Oh, and you want to see where we're currently at, right? Same thing. Oh my gosh. This is the 200. It stopped because this is exactly where we are at. We might pop up a little bit, come down, jump around in there. But with this breadth and everything, you are in one of the most overbought conditions. Overbought means everyone is buying right now. Well, except for Warren. He's actually gathering cash right now. Do you see something? Look at these 2 bars. Huh. That's really weird. That's all of his, that's his cash. Warren Buffett. Berkshire Hathaway revealed an updated cash stake of almost $350 billion. You waiting for something, Warren? I think I know what he's waiting for. All of this to play out. This is actually, and let me cast for myself, this is your U.S. savings. How's it looking? Let's see. Let's see. Where are we going here? Oh, wow. We're like below even that. Look at that gray line, the 0 line. We're way under it. Huh. I think what that is telling me is we're not doing too good, Stan. But like with everything, all good things, I'll let you fill that in. More than 80, I posted this on X. Almost 90% of the S&P 500 stocks are trading above their 20-day moving average. And look, I'll show you a repetitive pattern. We go up here, all-time high to low. And then we go down here from all-time low to all-time high. And then what do we do after this? We go down to all-time low. And then what do? We go up here. Well, what do you think is going to happen next, Barbara? Especially when you have the S&P longest winning streak in 21 years. But I come bearing a solution, $299. Is it too? That is too cheap. I got to raise that price. Oh, and you get my bear market course, how to make money going down. $1 million, pushing you right over that finish line. I'm filming a new video every single day. I'm probably going to end up with about 100 of them. And as you see, AI in there. Yep, we're testing even today, even when I'm out here. I think you need to learn how to trade yourself first. Learn how to drive the car, and then you can let the car drive you. So grab it before I increase the price or I remove that bear market course. A free course? And I'll see you tomorrow.